Hi, my question today is, has this nation of the UK turned from a nation of tree drinkers to a nation of scammers? And here's why. I have something to share with you guys, what literally happened to me about an hour ago now. So, hi, stay tuned. I'm Steffi from across the pond and back. I'm just doing a little walk around and hopefully get my breath back from what just happened. So I was on my way to my favourite spot here today, and beautiful still, and I'd stopped in the middle of the car park to park, of course, just about to go into reverse, or I might have even been in reverse, but I wasn't moving, and this guy reversed straight back into me. Well, of course it was an accident. He was very apologetic, he very nice about it, but you know, damage to my car. So he went into my driver's side, so it's really damaged the driver's front top of the wheel area. So long story short, I'll spare you all the bits and pieces of, you know, all the stuff, call your insurance company and all that, but what happened to me was, the reason why I'm talking about scammers again, is that in my distress, I was pretty shocked, got out quickly, started to ask him for his details, and then I looked up, I didn't have my insurance company on my phone, you know, like the number, so I just Googled them. Well, guess what? It said NFU. I don't mind mentioning them because it's not their fault. But this company who is setting themselves up as some kind of answering service, that's who I got through to. So I ended up, you know, you trust people, don't you? And so I ended up giving them my, you know, details, including my address and registration, thinking that it was date of birth, you know, all the fun stuff. And they seemed to be like knowing that what they were talking about. Then they started saying about, well, sounds like you're qualified for a replacement car. So I thought, okay, good, that'll be nice. And then some other guy came on board and talking about a car hire, and we'll email you a letter. I'm still feeling pretty shaken up actually, so I'm not up to par, my usual, hopefully my usual calm self. But anyway, I'm hoping that you're enjoying the area as I speak. But the email that I was supposedly going to receive, which I haven't yet, but about this car hire, and he said, well, don't worry, you will read in there that you're liable to all the costs for the car hire, but he said that's not right, it just has to go on there for legal reasons. So at the time I thought, okay, this is all right, you should know what you're talking about. I just wanted to go home, you know, I wanted to get my car back and have to go to work tomorrow, you know, all the normal stuff of life. And so anyway, I haven't got an email from him yet, but guess what happened? So after the man had gone, after he'd given me all his details, and sorry, not very good with this, but he had driven off. Like I said, he was very nice, very kind, apologetic. He didn't try to argue, you know, whose fault it was. It was clear that it was his fault. And I get it, you know, I understand accidents happen, but so anyway, basically this other guy came on board about the car hire, and then a few minutes later, you know, the insurance company of the man who hit me called. As it happens, they are also NFU. NFU was he's a policy holder then too, so that shouldn't cause any major problems. Don't know whether you can see that beautiful in the background. Anyway, I'll try and make this nice while I'm getting over my shock. Oh dear. So where was I with this story, folks? So I am just in shock that she actually told me that that wasn't them. It wasn't NFU, it was a company who set themselves up as frontmen, you know, people for, it comes up at the top of the Google list apparently when it shouldn't do. I ended up giving them a lot of details. So I'm just sharing it with you. Please be careful out there. And it sounds like for some people they might say, well, you know, it's a no-brainer really, should have made sure it's NFU. Yes, it's true, but at the time I was feeling really shaken up and I was trying to get this thing sorted and reported and done quickly, you know, before the guy disappeared. And he didn't seem like the kind of person, character I should say, to do that. He seemed to be very responsible, very you know, caring about things. So but if it had been somebody more unscrupulous, you know, I wanted to get everything sorted quickly. And then this company, apparently they're getting away with it. There's not enough laws to clamp down on these people, evidently. It's the same when I did the video about the scamming women, the romance scammers and things. You know, where are the laws in place? Where's the you know, the things stopping these people? I'm quite sad about the way this country, generally speaking, is definitely almost accepting that scammers are here. So are we gonna have that new title as a nation of scammers now? Is that who we are as a nation? I'm talking about our identity, because it sure is sad. Anyway, so the happy side of it is that now this lady told me, she said, just don't respond to any more of their texts or emails, you know, don't do anything and let us go on with your situation, and you know, we'll get the expense, you know, the car in and all that. So after 2 long phone calls, of course the first one took quite a while with this bogus company. Now they might come back and say, oh, we're not bogus at all, we do this a lot. Well, that's not what I heard. I heard that you're taking advantage of people. They're vulnerable, they've just had an accident, you know. So thank you for listening today. It's a little bit different from I had originally planned to do a video here. I'm not actually going to do the one that I plan to do today. I'm just wanting you to see while I chat to you beautiful buildings and surroundings. But anyway, please be aware. Bottom line, please be aware, because it's a sad situation that this can be so convincing. So with the romance scammers, if they weren't clever of what they did, people wouldn't be falling for it. And it doesn't mean that if you fell for something or have, I mean, I would say I'm pretty reasonable, not 100%. You know, I can be quite vulnerable because I end up trusting people way too much in that way. But suffice it to say that we all have to be careful. We sure have to be careful out there. They're out for your money, they're out for worse, you know, with the romance scammers, with your emotions. So anyway, that's my story for this afternoon. I am planning some more videos quite soon, especially when the weather brightens up a bit, but I figured that I would just do a little walk around one today, because it's definitely good to let you know. And so really, I think the key is the practical takeout or take home sort of thing with this is be very careful when we look up things on the internet. I won't put any name on that, you know, search engines, but just any search engine. Let's just be very careful, because we can't just make the mistake that I make oftentimes is we think that, oh, the first thing that comes up, well, that must be good, that must be important. I think the warning sign for me should have been that they didn't ask me for my policy number. They didn't ask me, you know. Oh, I love to look around. You can tell, can't you? Yeah, let's just look over here before I leave for the day. So another day I'm gonna return to the area and do my planned video. This was very unplanned. I've just literally just spoken from my heart today. I feel a mixture of emotions. Angry for people who, I mean, thank God I don't think hasn't gone down too far the line where I've ended up signing a contract on it from an email, you know, like for a car hire. Because the car hire, just them organising this and sending me this car and getting me to sign something, I could have ended up paying like hundreds of pounds for this, to hire a car while my car is supposedly undrivable, you know, and then God knows what else. So let's be very careful. All right, I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for listening in today. Please be careful out there, guys, and I value you all my viewers, subscribers especially. Follow my journey here on Across the Pond and Back, and I will look forward to seeing you. Stop by in the next video or any of my others. See you soon. Cheerio.